Folks, thank you for joining us today again for our prayer week and for just a little presentation just now. We're going to jump in straight into 2 Chronicles 20, and again I encourage you, especially verses 1 through to verse 30, take a bit of time just to read it a few times over the week, and each day we're jumping into a little verse or a little section. There's just these little, if you like, little bombs that are just so encouraging and inspiring within these words. I'm going to read in verse 6 today. And again, just to focus our thoughts, just point us the right direction. Lord, the God of our ancestors, are you not the God who is in heaven? You rule over all the kingdoms of the nations. Power and might are in your hand, and no one can withstand you. Let me just read that again. Isn't that wonderful? Lord, the God of our ancestors, are you not the God who is in heaven? You rule over all the kingdoms of the nations. Power and might are in your hand, and no one can withstand you. As we come to pray today, this is the God whom we come to pray to, the God who is all-powerful, who is sovereign, who rules on high over kingdoms and nations. Although sometimes it doesn't feel like that, these words of our God are true. So as we come to pray, hold on to that verse, read it again yourself later, even before you pray, after you've listened to this little video. Can I also say I'm thankful to Robin Crockett and Ian Edwards and leading our thoughts regarding the agricultural world and the impact of COVID-19 on the farming sector. Before we watch Robin on video, Ian has shared a few thoughts with me. And he says, along with many others, that farming life, Gordy, in many ways continues as normal. And different folks have said, Gordy, other than going to get the groceries or whatever, things haven't changed that much because life goes on. Ian says to me, grass keeps growing. Animals need feed and care. Grain crops still ripen. Potatoes need to be harvested. Farm work goes on regardless. Farm safety, though, is still a real concern. There were 18 fatalities in 2019, according to the Health and Safety Authority. And you add to that non-fatal accidents as well. So pray for farm safety, which is just an ongoing concern, just a very dangerous sector of life. Just now, Robin will lead our thinking in a little short video. And then again, please make use of the prayer points that are along with this post. And again, as I said yesterday, I hope you find this week and this little initiative useful. And remember that there'll be another post tomorrow, and we're going to think about industry, focusing on industry, praying for industry, hospitality industry, manufacturing industry, retail industry, just different areas of the industrial life of our life and society. And again, please just continue to pray. Read through 2 Chronicles 20. It's such an encouraging passage, verses 1 to 30 especially. And just let's continue to resolve to pray for our world, for our life, for our nation, just at this very difficult and trying time. And again, thank you for joining with us today again.
I've been privileged to work on a family farm all my days. And that is a privilege because I've never been by myself. I've always been with somebody there with me. And even when the boys were wee, when they came home from school, they were there, I had somebody there around me, which made life so much easier. But I realise too that there's a lot of people having that privilege, that they farm on their own, and that's the way they've been doing it. And they've gone through their life doing that. But with this COVID thing at this minute, things have got even more lonely for them because the places that they would have gone, maybe they went to the mart. If I said go to the mart to you, that mightn't excite you very much, but a lot of the people that I know at this time of year, September, October, November time, is a time when hundreds and hundreds of people go to marts. They buy on the stock that they need, and people go there. And even there's some days that people go and they have no business to do at all. They're just there because they want to meet up with people. I see people there that I haven't seen since this time last year. You have a chat with them, talk over things that are general to you and your fireman, and maybe you go up and have a cup of tea and talk to them round the ring and all. And especially for farmers on their own, that's a lifeline to them, and they haven't got that anymore. And it compounds the loneliness end of things. Or maybe now that they have to, as I have to do, go online to buy cattle, and I'm not into that at all. And if I was left to my own devices, I couldn't have lined up with it at all. But because I have young fellas who can do it and set it up, well then it's easy done for me. But if they're trying to do that as well, and they're sitting at a table with themselves again at home, and trying to work something out that they're not used with it at all, that can make things very difficult for them, because something they've been used doing all their days, lifting their finger at a mart and watching the stock going through, they now have to click a button and do it. So that makes life more difficult for them. And I suppose too, even the things going to the co-op and all, you have a mask on, you can't get no conversation there as well. Places that you maybe as a single man headed to for that reason, even to have conversation, to have chat, that can't happen either. And you put on top of that the weather we've been having. We fight with the weather all the time, there's no doubt about it, but it's been raining so much. And if you're feeling down and bad about not having contact with people, and you're out working by yourself, and it's a wet, miserable day, it doesn't make life easy at all. But I suppose we've been blessed in a way with the meat plants are still going. They were cut back in capacity greatly there because of people off sick, but they still kept going. So that has been a blessing to us. But I think at this time we should remember those people who are farming by themselves especially. And there's a verse in 2 Chronicles 20 verse 12, and it says, we do not know what to do, but our eyes are on you, and our eyes are on the Lord. So we don't know what to do, but our eyes are on the Lord. And I think especially at this time, it's something we need to do all the time, but especially at this time, our eyes need to be on the Lord, and seeking His guidance on how we work our way through this as a farming community and as a church family to help the people who are feeling under great stress at this time because of the situation they're in, especially in the agriculture end.